Yeah, we are live.
Hello, and a warm greeting to everyone from Blue Palette. Hope you all are doing good. So, myself, Tejasvi Kade, a faculty of Blue Palette, welcomes you all in today's session and our art. I would like to tell you about Blue Palette. Blue Palette Art Studio is not only a body which conducts art classes and workshops, uh, but it is a platform which makes art accessible to all, creates awareness about enormous potential of visual art, which ranges from having fun to being psychological and even physical elements. We also provide tailor-made course to the participants depending on their skill sets. We don't have any fixed batch where we are accommodating all the participants, but instead we provide them customized courses. We also conduct various workshops and activities on different occasions. Like now, we are conducting about women empowerment. So, March is International Women's Day, where we celebrated it all over in the world. But today we are organizing this workshop for women empowerment. And for this workshop, as the word suggests, what it shows, it is like making women strong, confident, and self-dependent. And today we are focusing this achieving through today's workshop and through art. So as this is a related workshop, so please keep. So we have invited a few guests for this session. I would like to introduce you with our guest, Dr. Indrani Lahiri. Dr. Indrani, she is a senior lecturer in media and communications at De Montfort University, London. Indrani completed her PhD at the University of Stirling. She has a certificate in HE. She's speaking on building she's speaking on the topic on building resilience. So welcome Indrani. Now the stage is all yours. Please guide us on this topic.
Thank you very much, Tejshri. That was really nice. And I think that it was a very nice beginning to the session where we got to see the kind of work that Blue Palette is doing. And I believe that, when we started collaborating with Blue Palette back in maybe 2020, when we first started putting out some workshops together, it has been very well received. And particularly, when Soma has been doing some of the sessions online with not only with the children, but also with the elderly population, and particularly that was quite useful. So we also look forward to carry this forward. So thank you very much for that very nice and warm and opening that you put together today. I mean, I've kept my topic as building resilience because I think that as women, one of the challenges that we always face is that there are these social relations, social situations that sometimes it put us in such situations where we just don't know how to navigate through the situation. And of course, we need to talk about mental health, but we have to also think about how we care about our mental health and how we stay strong amidst all the adversities that we face. So, in recent years, particularly, mental health has become a critical issue, and it has become a critical issue globally, and it has been received very well ever since the pandemic. And as women, we are particularly vulnerable, I think, to the mental health problems because And if you go into the WHO website, the World Health Organization website, you will see that mental health issues affect 1 in 4 individuals globally. So it's not something now that we don't know, but it's more about raising the awareness of that, and then how to build resilience around that, or how to stay strong. And we're kind of trying to, I'll be talking about few of the issues that we face. I will also try and share some of my personal experiences, of course, and how I have navigated. My background is not in psychology, but what I have done over the years is that, because I come from a media and communications background, I have developed myself as a digital anthropologist. And what that means is that I'm very much interested in knowing and understanding how we use digital platforms to build resilience, build relationship, and what actually happens. How do we interact on digital platforms, but also with digital things? So they might be the digital assets that we are creating. So that's what particularly interests me. And in doing so, I came across, of course, mental health that were discussed. And I was in a project where I worked on how you can use media and arts for mental health. And that's where it all started. So I can bring in some of those understanding. But over the last couple of years, I've also built a platform called Building Resilience in Children, where we use arts primarily to look into. Again, I will be sharing some of that as well, because what I've felt is that, women, sometimes they need those tools, and sometimes it needs to be said very loud to say, well, you have got these things and you're very good at it, and you need to actually pursue that as one of the things that can empower you, but can also empower others around you. So those are the kind of things that I'm going to talk about. Now, women's mental health has gained immense attention in the recent years due to the increase in the prevalence of mental health problems. And I think that more women are coming forward to talk about it, which was not the case before. Now, when it comes to the causes, of course, there are several factors actually that contribute to women's mental health, including social needs, expectations. There are biological factors, there are life events, and socially, women are expected to be nurturing and caring. And this creates a significant burden on women as individuals, because, of course, they're not thinking about them, but they are thinking about serving. And I think that that's one of the things that we need to be discussing, and we need to address some of the challenges that we face as we go along, responding to that significant burden socially. And these unrealistic expectations, I would say, that lead to stress, anxiety, and depression. Not always that it goes on to a level where you need medical intervention, but on a day-to-day level, women do face that stress that sometimes becomes unmanageable, and I have seen that in my own life as well. So, but of course, there are biological factors as well, such as hormonal imbalances resulting from pregnancy or from menopause. And those are the kind of discussions that in the West, it's happening in the workplace as well nowadays, because you need to talk about, and you need to see other women in the same situation, because then you are not going to feel ashamed of what you are going through. And that's very important. So sometimes hand holding each other is very important, I believe. So, and there are, of course, life events as well, such as domestic violence or sexual assault, and maybe the death of a loved one can also exacerbate the mental health problems. And those are the things, again, comes in many different ways. So neglect and discrimination based on gender identity or sexual orientation can also lead to mental health issues among women. And even though mental health issues affect both genders, women face unique challenges in accessing help, because, of course, we sometimes go silent, and we don't talk about actually what we are going through. And because we think that, well, we have already got the burden of actually looking after others. How can I talk about my problems now? Because when I'm providing that help to others. So some of the barriers also, apart from that, include the social cultural beliefs, and the stigma, and the inadequate mental health resources. So women are often socialized to prioritize other needs over their mental wellness. And some cultures view mental health challenges as a sign of weakness. And this belief can make women feel ashamed and prevent them from seeking help from others. Um, but of course, I mean, over the years, I think particularly after the pandemic, people have realized that they need to come forward and talk about it. So the stigma that is associated with the mental health problems can hinder women from accessing services. Society views women who seeks mental health services as weak and incapable of handling their problems. And that's, again, one of the challenges that we have addressed during the pandemic. And we have seen that there are people, women, who have been significantly contributing in breaking that stigma. They have been coming forward, talking about how it has been difficult for them to wake up in the morning, how it has been difficult for them to go out for a walk, or how their cooking has not been very good. Sometimes in some of the conversations that we had, women came out saying they completely forgot to put salt in the cooking, and then they got picked up, of course, at the lunch table by others in the family. But others in the family were not actually conscious of what she was going through, because she kept silent. But then when she opened herself up and said, well, you know what, I'm feeling quite isolated, and because I was going to work and now I'm all the time at home, and I'm worrying about all the death news that's around us and all of that. Therefore, that's worrying me. And in that particular episode, she was also talking about how some of the people at that lunch table laughed at her and said, well, that's funny. Everyone goes through something or the other, and yeah, people die, and how that is making a difference to your functions in a daily life. So there is this ignorance, and I think that ignorance comes from lack of knowledge, because some people think that it's like partitioning your brain. So you're saying to yourself, well, there is nothing like mental health. What about it? You have to get on with things. And therefore they lose their interest in understanding or knowing actually about mental health. And that's where the ignorance comes as well. So not always that they want to hurt you, but they are possibly afraid. They're scared themselves of knowing it, because if knowledge brings power with it. So if you know about the issues, then possibly that can bring out different kinds of other reflections within you, which you are scared of. So there are different perspectives. When we're talking about mental health, and particularly women mental health, we have to think about the situation, the perspective, the context, and then we have to act. And sometimes we say, well, how are we going to change all of these? You can change all of these, but it's not going to happen overnight. It needs time, it needs patience. And again, some of the questions being asked in previous discussions were like, okay, so why are we expected to be patient all the time? True, very true. Like as women, it's expected that you will show that consideration, and that's again an unfair expectation within the society. But that is how the society we have built, and we have not built the society just yesterday. It has been, it has taken a long time for us to reach where we are now. Now, in order to unlearn some of those things that we have learned improperly, that we have not, paid much attention to before, it will take time. It's not just the patients for the woman, but everyone within the society. But if we are putting that into the future generation, I think they will benefit the most from it, when it comes to the mental health and understanding women's mental health and all of that. Um, there are also things like some communities, they lack adequate mental health resources, especially in developing countries, and this lack of mental health resources can make it difficult for women to access care. And some may have to travel long distances to access the mental health services. And therefore, that can restrict how they are accessing those services. So some of the ways that we can improve the mental health, women's mental health, I would say, is by actually putting in particular strategies, like implementing appropriate strategies, including education, reducing stigma, and increasing resources. Now, this year, like every year, International Women's Day, they pick a theme. Like last year, the theme was very much about breaking the bias, and 1 year on, can we all say that we have broken the bias? No. But this year, of course, the theme has changed to equity, and which puts a very special emphasis on situation, because equity is different from equality. So if I'm giving everyone a mobile device and saying, well, use the mobile device, and I'm expecting them all to understand the same way how to operate on a mobile device, then I'm going to be wrong, because everybody comes from a different context with a different perception. When we grow up, we gain influence from our school, from our family, and then we move into college, then we meet other friends. So we are a product of the environment, and how you are going to interact with that mobile device is going to be impacted by your environment and your understanding of interacting with technology and technological devices. So that's where equity comes in. So equity is very much about not just that individual, but that individual's context and everything. So I think one of the ways that we can improve the mental health is by talking about it, and then trying to go a little bit deeper among ourselves to ask, okay, what are the challenges as you as an individual have faced? And that's where I think the power lies. So educating the woman on coping mechanisms and empowering them to take care of their mental health with the help, will definitely help to reduce the stigma. And also the societal expectations. Not always you have to respond to those social expectations. There is nothing that can stop you from saying, well, no, I can't. I'm not feeling very well. I need to rest. I can't cook today. Let's just order something, or somebody else from the family cooks. So there are different ways of doing it. But I think if we are not vocal, if we are not talking, and if we are not setting our boundaries, then the expectations will rise, and we will fall behind. So empowering women to talk about things like mental health comes from women as well. So the more you hold hands of other women and let them empower themselves, I think the more easily we will reach where we want to reach. And raising awareness of the prevalence of mental health issues and the importance of seeking help can also reduce the stigma within the society, not only just within the woman. And implementing policies that support women's mental health, like when you are in a work environment, you need to talk about it, you need to talk about stress, you need to say that this is what I can do, this is what I can't do. If sometimes you will see that when you're focusing on one work, you're putting pressure on your shoulders because you are leaning forward, you're talking, or you're kind of looking at something very, just concentrating on that element. And in that way, what you're doing is that you are restricting your mobility. And of course, you're going to have pains. Of course, that's going to lead to stress. Stress doesn't have to be always felt like, in your thoughts. Stress can also have physical symptoms. And I have experienced that when I went through the particularly postnatal situation, and where I was having challenges waking up in the morning. I was having challenges remembering things. I was having challenges, when it comes to aches and pains. And then literally when I went for the counseling and spoke through it, I saw that change came within me. So we have to think about that what is it that causing stress to me as an individual. And then you ask for help within your organization where you're working, and you need to, and the governments, and also the work where you are going, the employers, they all need to be held accountable for the things, and they need to take actions. And I think that that's where we can make a difference, so the governments can increase mental health resources in underserved areas. They can invest in training professionals, um, and encourage doctors to screen patients for mental health concerns during their postnatal, prenatal visits and checkup after the delivery. So there are different ways of doing it. And I would say that, in India, of course, NIMHANS is doing particularly a great work. And I work with NIMHANS, so I know that the work that they are doing. We also have started a course on media and mental health to train the journalists, because some of the words that they were using to talk about mental health, whether they be in the context of domestic violence or something, or women's mental health or children mental health, were not really nice. They were using some of the very derogatory languages. They were using some of the languages that will put people apart, that will actually bring more stigma in rather than reducing the stigma. So we started this course to train journalists on how to report on mental health, the words that they should use, the way the paragraphs should be structured, the kind of images, not always a mental health will come with a dark picture, because that's really a stereotype that we use. It's not real. Not always you will see a person completely laughing and, participating in social situations and everything, but actually going through a mental health issue. And that's quite normal as well. So how we portray that in our pictures, how we are using images, all of that actually matters. So women's mental health, as I'm concluding, I think, is a critical issue, and it is affecting women worldwide. Mental health challenges, such as anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorder require urgent attention. So not everything will require urgent attention. Some things that you can manage with, say, for example, art, by doing things, by taking physical exercises. But sometimes it goes beyond, and you will need medical attention. And I would say that if need be, then you have to go for it, and you have to be brave to actually set that as an example before others. Because if you don't do it, you're not setting an example before other women to do it. And the challenges women face in seeking mental health services can also be resolved if appropriate strategies are implemented. So government, health organizations, universities, stakeholders could all prioritize women's mental health by investing in resources, reducing stigma, and also by empowering women to seek help. And in that way, such intervention will definitely lead to a much healthier generation of women who can contribute positively to families, societies, to nation at large, but also they can be the role models for the children of the future generation as well. Now, as I conclude, I would also like to share with you something, which is a project that I started. Well, I started this in 2020, as I was navigating through some of the challenges during the lockdown, and I was trying to look into different ways that I can engage. I was coming across some of the things that mothers were, parents were coming to and saying, well, we are experiencing issues, so can we do something different? And the YouTube channel is quite new, actually, but some of the work that we have done within the community is going out and doing some using media and arts to empower the children, but also to bring women together, like as parents or as caregivers, then coming together to co-work and co-create with the children. So not as an authority, not as someone who is having power, but someone who is encouraging the children to teach them, but they're doing in a more kind of structured manner. And we have named it Building Resilience in Children. And this is how some of it comes from how we have done that during the lockdown, using digital devices. But what now I have realized after doing so many workshops with the community is that we need to bring out some of the things, possibly some of the things that we are creating content on the YouTube channel. We all know about it, but sometimes you need to be told about things, not like to educate you, but to make you remember, because sometimes life takes on flows, and we forget what we have been doing as a child, the kind of lessons that we have learned from our parents and our grandparents and all of that. So we're trying to kind of build those small things. So say, for example, we are talking about how you can be flexible with your child, how you can be honest about any kind of earthquake situations, how you can practice self-direction, so how you can make your child more independent. We have been talking about how you can encourage your child to talk about issues that they are facing. We've also been looking into some of the very critical aspects around street epistemology and all of that. So how you can have a very informed discussion with your child. And we are trying to build more content, but also on this platform, what we have done is we have created some of the children's stories. So we read aloud, and we do need moms who have been doing things to share. So it doesn't have to be always in English, but we are looking for different kinds of content. So if anybody who is listening to this and is interested in reading stories that may be in Bengali, or maybe in Hindi, or maybe in other languages, please do come forward, and you can get in touch. As you see that, we have done some of the storytelling already, but of course, there is not a very much good cultural mix, and that's where we want to bring in a more cultural mix, where we are talking about different languages, different skills, different books, different characters that can empower children of the future. So yeah, so I'll stop there, but I think that I have taken a lot of time kind of navigating through, but I hope I have made the points on the women mental health and how we can all come together. But I'm very thankful to Blue Palette for organizing this, because the more we organize these, the more people will come forward to talk about, and they will feel more empowered. So thank you.
Thank you, Indrani. Thank you for your valuable words. As you said, it is really necessary to be spoken out for our stressed condition, for our mental health, and definitely going to help. Thank you. It was indeed very much helpful listening to you. Our next speaker, Ms. Monica Das Verma, she could not join due to some technical issue. But if she joins in some time, I will definitely connect her with you. So now we will move forward to our next speaker, Soma Mitra. So Soma, she has done her MBA in finance. Art has forced her to change her field of work, and then she has done her PG diploma in art therapy and PG diploma in fine art. She is working artist and as an art educator. Her artwork have been broadly displayed all over in India and also in abroad. She is founder of Blue Palette. Soma is going to guide us And after her speech, there will be a question and answer session. So please be there and also keep some art material handy. Soma will be engaging us in some art activities. So now, Soma, I will hand over it to you.
Thank you so much, Tejasvi, for this lovely introduction. And before I begin, I'd like to thank Dr. Indrani. Dr. Indrani, thank you for this lovely talk, because you so nicely and so rightly addressed all the situations which we women face in our gay lives, the challenges. So thank you for bringing it all up. And one more thing before I start, I'd like to say that I have been working with Dr. Indrani for a long time. The brick, the one she just has shown, is a wonderful platform for all the parents. I know a lot of parents are listening to us. So you can just visit the YouTube channel, right, Dr. Indrani? Yes, there's a YouTube channel. So it will be a very educative, and for the parents also, it is a very nice platform to, know how to help your child to cope up with different situations. Okay, and then uh, we have all now understood about the woman mental health and how the stigma of mental health problems and all, they stop us from, accepting and talking about the issues which we and the challenges which we are facing. But they are there. The hard and sad fact is they are there. So we need to know, we as women, like Dr. Indrani mentioned, we need to learn how to fight those. So there may be a lot of other a lot of ways we can cope up with these situations. Like we can talk to a friend, we can talk to other women, like hand holding, as she mentioned. The hand holding really comes very helpful in such situations. We can do different activities, whatever we like. Art is one such activity which we can easily do and which will definitely help us cope up with these challenges which we women face in our day-to-day journey. For this, do we need to know art? We don't need to have any prior experience of being an artist. Though I'll tell you something, like each one of us are artists. I believe each one of us is an artist, because see, art is something which does not have a rule book. It does not tell us ki, okay, the person who knows to draw a house with a triangle and a rectangle or a square, that person is only an artist. No, there is no rule like that. Maybe a person who draws a house like a half circle, that person can also be an artist, isn't it? Because in igloo we see half circle house only, na? So see, it is all imagination. And art only is, when it comes to imagination, sky is the limit, isn't it? So that is a different topic altogether, and I can keep on talking about it. But today we will talk about, without knowing any basic art, we can still help us with art, to cope up with the daily situations which we feel. So for that, I will do an exercise, a few exercises. So I will switch over to the other, or maybe, okay, I'll keep it like this only. Do you have your art materials? Like, I want a few pen, a small paper pad like this, a black or blue pen or pencil or any colors. If you have any colors. Just, I will give you 2 minutes to get your stuff. And I'll be showing you, but I will want you, rather than seeing what I'm doing, so I'm not focusing on the other camera, You just listen to me and try to follow. Okay? Everyone ready with your materials? Please just give me this. I'll give you 2 minutes to bring. Okay, thanks, Deepika. Others, please let me know if you're ready with your materials. सबके पास अपना material. I'll talk both in Hindi and English. Okay. So I know we will be having a lot of audience. So just आपका material लेके मुझे ऐसा thumbs up दिखाओ. And if you can, please come on camera. I love it. अगर कैमरा ऑन कर सकते हो, I know it is not mandatory, but अगर आप लोग ऑन कर सकते हो, thank you शिल्पा, thank you Sonali and all who are in on camera. Okay. अच्छा, मेरे पास एक पेन है, ठीक है? Every one of you, I want you to touch the pen on the paper or the book. Just keep the pen on your paper or book, whatever you have. Now close your eyes and just listen to me. Keep the pen on the book and close your eyes. अपना आंखें बंद कर लो, बुक पे पेन रख के बस आंखें बंद कर लो और मैं जो बोल रही हूँ बस वही सुन के मुझे फॉलो करना. ट्रस्ट मी, कुछ there will be no changes will happen. 2 मिनट लगेगा और 2 मिनट में कुछ चेंज नहीं होने वाला है. Okay? Ready everyone? अच्छा. Keeping your eyes closed, we will do a body scanning. हमारे लाइफ में, हमारे पूरे बॉडी में a lot of chaos are there. So we will do a body scanning starting from our toes, from our feet. ठीक है, अपना आंखें बंद करके जस्ट इमेजिन करो कि आप उधर पहुंच गए, आपके फीट पे, आपके टो पे, एंड कलेक्ट ऑल द केओस. उधर जितना भी डिस्कम्फर्ट है, कोई पेन है, कोई अदर डिस्कम्फर्ट है, उधर कोई दर्द है, सब कुछ आप कलेक्ट कर लो फ्रॉम योर टोज. एंड देन स्लोली यू कम अप थ्रू योर फीट टू योर लेग्स. कफ मसल, कोई भी पेन, कोई भी ईचिंग, कुछ भी उधर है, keep on collecting everything. Come to your knees. We women often feel the pain in the knees. If any of you have such thing, collect all those things. Slowly and surely we are coming up to our thighs, up to our groin. धीरे धीरे ऊपर आ रहा है. We reach our lower abdomen. In the lower abdomen, again, we women face a lot of discomfort. है ना? Lower abdomen में बहुत सारा pain, या तो for our menstrual cycles, before that, after that, certain pains are there. Try to collect all those. And slowly हम लोग ऊपर आते हुए पहुंच गए अपने stomach पे. See, stomach is the place जहाँ पे the energy house we call it, right? So whatever food we are taking in, वो food धीरे धीरे एनर्जी में कहाँ पे कन्वर्ट हो रहा है? स्टमक में. ठीक है, वहां पे डाइजेस्ट होके धीरे धीरे वहां पे, दैट इज अ वेरी वेरी एसेंशियल एरिया ऑफ आवर एंटायर बॉडी. सो उसको भी हम लोग एकदम क्लीन रखेंगे. वहां पे जो भी डिस्कम्फर्ट, कोई भी इमोशनल डिस्कम्फर्ट है, कीप ऑन कलेक्टिंग इट. वो सब लेके हम लोग धीरे धीरे आ गए और भी ऊपर अपने चेस्ट पे. Now that is the another area where the heart is. A lot of emotional discomfort, ups and downs keep on happening. Keep all the ups and take away all the downs. कोई भी sorrow, कोई भी pain, कोई भी heartache, सब कुछ ले लो. लेते हुए धीरे धीरे हम लोग ऊपर आ गए. थ्रोट होके हम लोग सीधा आ गए अपने ब्रेन पे. Again, mind is another area. A lot of chaos happens over there. बहुत कुछ चलता ही रहता है अपनी माइंड पे। तो वहां से हम लोग जो भी केओस है, जो भी उधर उथल पुथल चल रहा है, सब कुछ ले लेंगे एंड धीरे धीरे नीचे आते हुए हम लोग आ जाएंगे उसी हाथ पे जिसपे अपना पेन है। डोंट ओपन योर आईज, ट्रस्ट मी एंड लाइक व्हेन आई से स्टार्ट, अभी जो हम लोगों ने कलेक्ट किया ना पूरे बॉडी से, एवरीथिंग हैज कम अप टू आवर हैंड और अपने पेन के टिप पे आ गए हैं। इमेजिन करो पूरा वो सब अपने पेन के टिप पे आ गया है। एवरीथिंग इज इन देयर इन एट द टिप ऑफ आवर पेन। Keeping your eyes closed, when I say start, you will just move the pen randomly on your paper. जो भी है आपके अंदर से आपने जो भी कलेक्ट किया, put it all on the paper. Keep it moving without opening your eyes. आंखें बंद रख के पूरा अपने हाथ पेपर पे पेन को मूव करेंगे और जो भी बन रहा है बनने दो until I say stop. Okay? So start. Keep your eyes closed and make whatever. Just move your pen randomly. Slow, fast, कैसे भी करते ही रहो unless I say stop. आपके अंदर से जो भी पेन, जो भी इमोशनल डिस्कम्फर्ट, फिजिकल डिस्कम्फर्ट, whatever you have collected, just imagine everything is coming up into the paper. And 3, 2, 1, stop. Now you can open your eyes. अपने आंखें खोल के देखो क्या बना है आपके बुक पे. If you can see my book, this is something which has happened. Okay, now this is not the end. It's a blurry background, Dr. Indrani. We are not able to see you. Okay, wonderful. Yes. Okay, yes, Sonali. अच्छा, अभी ये एंड नहीं हुआ. अभी क्या हुआ? This is the chaos. So अपना जो एक्टिविटी है उसका नाम है क्रिएटिविटी आउट ऑफ chaos. तो अभी तक तो बस chaos अपने बुक पे आ गया. Now can you make the other book, this book, can you pin the book or make it a spotlight? तेजस्वी, बुक को अगर आप स्पॉटलाइट कर सकते हो. अभी the spotlight is on me, I guess.
I have pinned Shilpa's screen.
अच्छा, नहीं, सोमा करके जो है, if you can spotlight it.
Yeah, okay, your book.
Yeah, my book.
I have done it.
Okay.
I've done it. Now it's in the spotlight.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. So this is what has come out. This is all the chaos in my mind and my entire body. Okay? This has all come out on the book. Now, what I want you to do is, यहाँ से we will find out the different shapes. क्या-क्या shape मिलता है हम लोगों को, देखे क्या? So देखो, like यहाँ पे ना मुझे मिल रहा है एक ऐसा triangle kind of thing. यहाँ पे एक triangle मिल रहा है. यहाँ पे छोटू सा ट्रायंगल मिल रहा है. Here I am working a half circle. So जो भी शेप से, I will give you 5 minutes or maybe a little lesser, like 3 minutes, at least 10 shapes find out करो और उसको कलर भरो. कोई भी कलर चलेगा, कोई भी different colors. So ये हो गया मेरा half circle. This is kind of, I do not know, but these shapes look interesting. जो भी आपको interesting लगे उसी shape को color कर लेंगे हम लोग. I'll give you 3 minutes starting from now. At least 10 shapes, more than 10 is also welcome. आपको निकलना है इधर से और different color करो. Use whatever. If you do not have colors, you can just use your pen. तो जैसे कि यहाँ पे एक rectangle है, तो मैं उसको खाली कुछ पैटर्न से भर दूंगी। अगर मेरे पास पेन नहीं है, कलर्स नहीं है, इफ यू हैव कलर्स प्लीज यूज द कलर्स एंड डू दिस। And if you have any questions, you can ask me about this activity. जो भी interesting shape may not be the shape of a particular shape which you want to find. जो भी shape आपको interesting लगे, जैसे कि ये देखो कितना अच्छा एक shape बन गया है। ये एक्टिविटी हम लोग क्यों कर रहे हैं ये मैं आपको बताऊंगी, बट पहले हम लोग खत्म करते हैं। I tell you why we are doing this, but let us first finish it. So like this, we will go on. Again, after you have found 10 shapes or more than 10 shapes, you can just let me know. Those who do not have any colors, you can use any pattern. जहां जहां पे एकदम बाजू बाजू में शेप्स नहीं भी हो तो भी चलेगा। wherever you are finding any shape which is looking interesting, you can use your pen or colors to fill it up. Now, why we are doing this activity? पहले आप लोग बताओ। अच्छा, let us first finish it. Have we found 10 shapes? 10 interesting shapes. Who has found? Okay, wow, Dr. Indrani is done. Wonderful. Okay, would you like to share, Doctor, like how you felt, how you felt about it?
This is really nice.
You are not audible.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah. So it's I think I quite liked it because it's like the focus is completely on finding something, particularly different shapes. And it's not just the joints that you're talking about. You're talking about different shapes, which means that it takes a little bit more to kind of find it in the chaos. And when I was doing that, I was not thinking about anything else. So, I was trying to find those if there are any shapes at all. So it's quite relaxing in the sense, but also it's like, I believe, it gives you a freedom because you're not thinking anything.
Right, right. Yes. So kind of that is, see, the point of this exercise is, see, we all have chaos in our lives. Some people have bigger chaos, some people, yes, thank you, Sonali. Yeah. So the point is, we are taking out the entire chaos onto the paper, but in the chaos also there is something. If we are creative, we can find something which is beautiful. In the chaos also we can find something beautiful. हमारे लाइफ में chaos तो भरे हुए हैं, लाइक किसी ना किसी को कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लम हर दिन होता है और हर दिन हम लोग कोई ना कोई स्ट्रेस एंजाइटी में रहते ही। सो what we are doing is वो पूरा जो stress, anxiety, pain, etc., physical pain, emotional discomfort, जो भी है, every day if we can bring it out on paper, हाँ, रात को हम लोग ये एक्टिविटी कर सकते हैं. We are bringing everything out on the paper, and then with the colors, when we are finding out the shapes, just like Dr. Indrani said, she was completely concentrated and focused. पूरा फोकस उधर ही था कि कौन कौन सा शेप मुझे अच्छा लग रहा है और उसको कलर भरूं. उसी टाइम पे एटलीस्ट फॉर 2-3 मिनट्स हम लोग और कुछ सोच ही नहीं रहे. हमारे जो प्रॉब्लम्स है, हमारे जो एंजाइटीज है, हमारे जो भी केओस है लाइफ में, हम लोग उसके बारे में नहीं सोच के वी वर ट्राइंग टू कलर एंड फाइंड आउट द शेप्स. So every day, if we can just do it, and for this you don't need to be an artist, right? Before going to bed, सोने से पहले अगर आप ये वाला एक्टिविटी करो, तो फिर क्या होगा, आपका जो इंटायर chaos है, you are actually imaginatively putting it on the paper, and you are reminding yourself, आप अपने आप को याद दिला रहे हो कि out of the chaos, अपने लाइफ में जो chaos है उसमें से भी कुछ क्रिएटिव बन सकता है. So this is a positive note which you can go to your bed. So this activity is called creativity out of chaos. कोई और शेयर करने चाहेंगे, कैसा लगा ये? कोई और बताना चाहेंगे? Anyone else wants to share? No? Okay. Okay. So this is the creativity out of chaos. After that, we will move on to another activity where we the woman will remind ourselves that we are very important. Because if we do not value ourselves, trust me, no one is going to value us. हम लोगों को खुद को वैल्यू देना पड़ेगा, तब जाके बाकी लोग आपको वैल्यू देंगे. अगर हम लोग खुद को if we do not love ourselves, we are not going to expect, don't expect that anyone else will come and love you. Do we all love ourselves? हम लोग अपने आप मतलब केयर करते हैं क्या खुद को? इतना करते हैं क्या?
We do love ourselves, but not sure about caring ourselves.
No. मुझे एक बात बताओ, लास्ट कब अपने घर पे वो खाना बनाया था जो आपको पसंद है खाली?
याद नहीं, मैं बच्चे और हस्बैंड के पसंद के मोस्ट ऑफ बनता है.
बच्चों के, हस्बैंड के, इसके उसके सबके पसंद का खाना बनता है. हम लोग तो उसमें से ठीक है बाबा खा लेंगे उसमें से.
Yes.
We are left with no time for ourselves.
No time for ourselves, right? So that is we women always face. And you know that somehow everything in our life, like Dr. Indrani again said, we are very caring. We care for everyone else barring us, leaving us. Everyone else we are caring for. इसको दवा देना है, उसको स्कूल जाना है, उसका टिफिन पैक करो. आप बताओ कि you are going to gym and your husband is going to gym, ठीक है? Both are taking care of the health. So healthy खाना कौन बनाएगा घर पे? है ना?
हम बनाएंगे.
तो जिम के लिए उसका बैग कौन प्रिपेयर करेंगे?
हम करेंगे. उठाने से जिम जाने के लिए.
अगर जिम का शूज, रनिंग शूज अगर गंदा हो जाएगा आपका, who is going to clean it?
खुद ही करेंगे.
कोई और करेंगे क्या? नहीं करेंगे. So see, the thing is कि it is very good to take care of others, but if you do not take care of yourself, if you do not love yourself, trust me, after some time you will not be in a position to take care of others. Empty cup अगर है, आपको चाय डालना है, empty cup अगर है, अगर आपके कप में चाय है ही नहीं, तो आप क्या डालोगे उसमें से? Isn't it? So it is very important to love ourselves. So our next activity will remind us to love ourselves. कैसे? सब अपने आप pen, whatever the material or paper or book, whatever you have, I want all of you to write your name beautifully. Any language will do. Be it Hindi, English, Bengali, कैसे भी आप अपना नाम लिखो. Using pen, pencil, anything. Write down your name nicely. Boldly, बड़ा सा नाम लिखो. क्रिएटिवली नहीं चाहिए मुझे, बस आप अपना नाम लिख. हो गया नाम लिख के. अभी हम जो करेंगे, we will decorate the name. हमारे नाम के आजू बाजू में we will do some designs and we will decorate our own name. And when we do so, हम लोग जब वो एक्टिविटी कर रहे हैं, every second we will remind ourselves कि we are important. I love myself. मन ही मन ये बोलते रहो कि I love myself. I am important. I care about myself. I value myself. तो हम लोग अच्छे से इसको डिजाइन करेंगे. कुछ भी करो, कोई भी डिजाइन बनाओ, बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे ये बहुत सुंदर लगना चाहिए. खुश हो जाओगे अपने आप अपना नाम देख के. इतना सुंदर बनाओ उसको. You can use colors or you can do with a pencil or a pen. Yes, शिल्पा. अभी इसको आप अच्छे से सुंदर से सजाओ तो आपका नाम को. और जब भी आप वो काम कर रहे हो, कॉन्स्टेंटली खुद को बोलो कि मैं खुद को बहुत प्यार करती हूँ. आई वैल्यू माई सेल्फ. आई एम इम्पोर्टेंट. अगर कलर यूज कर सकते हो तो बहुत ही अच्छा है, बिकॉज colors are, you know, very much connected to our emotions. Like if I start talking about it, it will take another 1 hour, so I'll not give that lecture in this one. Like it be more fun, but colors are very much connected to our emotions. तो इसीलिए जब भी हम लोगों को हम लोग देखोगे कोई भी अच्छा ब्रांड लाइक KFC एंड ऑल हमारा एपेटाइट बढ़ाते हैं, तो उन लोगों का सब लोगोस जो है ना, सब रेग से बनता है. तो रेग क्या करते हैं, अपना एनर्जी एकदम बढ़ा देते हैं. तो अगर कभी आपको एकदम लो फील हो रहा है, you can do this design like name drawing and you can use some red color to make your design. The same way, अगर आपको लग रहा है कि मुझे नींद नहीं आ रहा है या तो मुझे बहुत रेस्टलेस लग रहा है, then you can use some greens and blues. कुछ और भी कर सकते हो. नेम डिजाइन may not be the only thing, but कुछ भी करो. use colors. This is one of the ways there are many ways to show love to yourself, but this is just one of the way where we keep on reminding ourselves. Wow, Tejasvi, that's so beautiful. Okay, let me tell you, Tejasvi ma'am is one of the faculties of our Blue Palette, and she is an excellent in calligraphy. excellent calligrapher, and she takes calligraphy lessons, and I love the way you wrote the name. Do teach me sometime.
Sure.
So you can design your name like this. And it is very important कि constantly जब भी आप ये काम करोगे, आप खुद को ये बताते रहोगे कि yes, I am important. Sri Shilpa has drawn a crown. Yes, Queen Shilpa. That's the spirit. बहुत अच्छा हुआ. अपने आप को क्राउनिंग करते रहो ऐसे.
Thank you, ma'am.
यस दिख नहीं रहा है सोनाली, अगर आप दिखा रहे हैं ये ठीक से दिख नहीं रहा है बिकॉज आपके पीछे थोड़ा लाइट है बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग. Okay, so hope you're loving the activity. कोई शेयर करने चाहेंगे कैसा लग रहा है? Those who are listening to us in YouTube, please put your questions. If you have any questions, any suggestions, or anything if you want to share, please put it over there in the chat, or you can even connect to us with any of us, okay, over WhatsApp, or you can write in the chat. Lovely Sonali, very beautiful. Now अभी अपना नाम लिख के हो गया. We will come to our third and final activity. यहाँ पे we are going to create a safe space for us. Safe space मतलब क्या? What do you mean by a safe space? Anyone?
Repeat again, ma'am.
What do you mean by a safe space? Safe space मतलब क्या है?
Where we are comfortable.
Yes.
कंफर्टेबल जोन, कंफर्ट जहाँ हमें अच्छा लग रहा है, सेफ लग रहा है.
Right. तो कौन सा जगह ऐसे हो सकता है जहाँ पे आपको कौन सा जगह पे सही लगता है और कंफर्टेबल लगता है सोनाली?
जब मैं अपने फैमिली के साथ होती हूँ तब हम 4 मेंबर साथ में होते तो मुझे बहुत सेफ लगता है.
सरिता आप बताना चाहेंगे?
और जब
I'm-
मैं आती हूँ ड्राइंग करने तभी मुझे बहुत अच्छा सेफ लगता है वहाँ पे सबसे ज्यादा.
ओके ओके, दैट्स ग्रेट. हाँ, या सरिता बताइए.
when I'm with my family and when I'm listening to music or
Great.
singing song.
Wow, wow, very good. So see, safe space, like you said, a place where you feel comfortable, where you feel less vulnerable. Now, safe space just does not mean it has to be a space or it just has to be people. Okay, a safe space मतलब कुछ भी, लाइक जहाँ जो भी काम करते हुए आपको अच्छा लगता है, आपको उतना टाइम एकदम खुद के साथ you feel very happy, comfortable. So that can be a cup of coffee as well, that can be a few books as well, or that can be your home, that can be a tent, that can be a beach, anything. तो अभी जो हम लोग एक्टिविटी करेंगे उसका नाम है कि क्रिएटिंग आवर सेफ प्लेस. ओके, सेफ स्पेस हम लोगों ने जो नाम लिखा उसके अराउंड हम लोग अपना सेफ स्पेस क्रिएट करेंगे. अब डरो मत, मैं आपको बहुत ज्यादा ड्राइंग करने के लिए नहीं बोलूंगी. सो क्लोज योर आईज वंस अगेन, जस्ट फॉर 1 मिनट. ज्यादा बोर नहीं करूंगी. 1 मिनट के लिए आप अपना आंखें बंद करके जस्ट
मैम,
थिंक
आप बोर
ऑफ
नहीं
व्हाट
करते.
इज द सेफ स्पेस. What is that? Oh, lovely, Sarita. That's so beautiful. That's so nice, Sarita. Do you love yourself now?
Yes, yes. The
ये करते
activity
रहो
made me like we need to love ourselves.
और ये हम लोग करते रहेंगे. हाँ, like अब जब
Sure.
भी whenever you are feeling low or something, write down your name and design it, make it beautiful, and when you are doing so, keep on reminding yourself, yes, I am beautiful, I am happy, I am valuable,
Yes.
and I love myself. It's a very nice, very beautiful one. Thank you. So अभी 8 minute के लिए we will close our eyes and think of whatever make us safe. Maybe it might be our family, it might be just a cup of coffee, it might be anything. A lot of us already know what is our safe place. Just think about it. Where, when you are there, you feel like yourself. You just want to run away to that space whenever you feel vulnerable, whenever you are feeling attacked. Not only physically, but mentally, when you are feeling someone is attacking you, not only something or some triggers are happening, you just want to run away to that place. It can be kitchen as well. For like my mom, the safe place is the kitchen. I know. Not for me, not at all for me. Okay, now that you know your safe space or safe place, we will open our eyes, looking to the place where we have created our name. And around the place, we will draw small object. Like अगर आप बता रहे हो कि आपका family is your safe place, you can just write down the names of the family members, or you can draw anything. Like अगर आपकी बेटी है और you can just make the two ponies which you make. Or maybe if your son is your safe place, you can make whatever the maybe he loves a ball or a toy, you can just make small drawing of the toy. Or maybe if coffee is your safe place, you can just make a cup of coffee, brewing coffee, hot coffee. So ऐसे छोटा छोटा एलिमेंट से ना हम लोग ये जो नाम हम अपना लिखा है, we will cover this our name with those safe things. अगर आपको लगता है कि I cannot draw this thing which I feel safe, whatever, you can just write it down. जैसे कि मुझे समुंदर बहुत पसंद है and I feel very happy and safe over there, I will just draw a few lines जैसे waves. If your safe place is your potted plant, you can just draw that. जो भी आपको just 2-3 minute we will work on it and draw at least 5 elements from your safe place. Or maybe you can just take your time. Agar if your husband is your safe place, you can draw if anything related to him, like his watch or maybe his specs. ऐसे एकदम simple. I don't want you to draw a beautiful drawing, but जो भी आपको लगे कि this is my safe space, draw that. Draw a few elements which is connected to that. Maybe books. Some people have books, like they love reading books. So books can be the safe place for them. If your home is your safe place, you can draw your home. No, we do not have this kind of homes nowadays in Bombay, at least. But just reminding yourself, yes, this is home. So क्या होता है when suppose you are in office or you are in middle of people who are constantly, triggering maybe anger, maybe anxiety in you. So we feel like अभी भाग के जाओ कहीं पे. But क्या होता है maybe for people who are there in the office or whenever you are in this kind of situation, it might not always be possible to run away. Okay. So if you keep on creating this kind of safe place for you at office or wherever you are, you can have just a small notebook and a pen with you, and you can keep on creating your safe place. So that will give you, trust me, after doing it, you will feel, okay, I am there. This place, these things are always with me, and I am safe, I'm secured, I'm not vulnerable anymore. So we can create this safe space for us anytime, anywhere. And you know what? While doing this exercise, you will see a lot of things coming out, which you even do not know that you actually feel safe around that. Like Shilpa has drawn a piece of pizza, I guess.
Grapes.
Oh, grapes. Okay. See, pizza is in my mind somehow. I'm seeing pizza everywhere. Oh, and flowers also, like what? Wow. And
Butterfly.
butterflies. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Even like suppose there are people who you feel safe with, like your brother, sister. You, if you do not, definitely you won't be able to draw them in such short span. You can write their names or even write their initials. And again, like around your name, you can write them beautifully, and you will know, okay, these people, I am always surrounded by these people, and I feel this safe with these people, and they are around me. It can be your parents, it can be anyone. So create your safe space. Wow, lovely. I can see family, I can see trees and mountain in Tejasvi's drawing, and friends. Lovely, lovely. Anyone else wants to share? Wow, very nice, Sonali. You are a little out of camera. Okay. No, a little towards the camera, please. So this is our final activity. You can take your time and create your safe space. And we will wrap up. But before wrapping up, I would like, if you have any questions. अगर आपको कोई क्वेश्चन है आज के सेशन के बारे में, कुछ पूछना है, you can please ask. Wow, very nice. A lot of things. See, coffee is common, huh? Okay, flowers. Yes, lovely. Nobody nowadays feels safe with a phone. That's the new trend. People are throwing away their phones.
That is the
That's
thing
a
which
very
makes
good.
us most restless.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Okay, that's lovely. I can see mountains in Sarita's drawing. Anyone else, like Dr. Indran, if you are there, would you like to share if you're with us now?
Here, I've been doing. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I've been doing it, but then my daughter took the piece of paper from me
Oh,
and she
oh,
said that I will finish it off.
okay.
So I'm waiting
That's
for her to
again
bring
great.
it back and I'm going to share it with you.
Okay, fine. That's great.
Yeah. But
Okay.
it's not, he has been following it as well. But I think we need more of it, you know, like the question. My question is like, when are you going to do this as a session next?
Okay.
Something like this.
Anytime, whenever you tell us, we can do. So
Thank
how
you.
was the feeling in general? Like how you felt, Dr. Indrani?
It was really nice, you know, really nice in the sense that I have never decorated by my name. I think after my school days, possibly in school, we used to scribble and do things.
Mhm.
And we used to do that with the names as well. But after that, I've never done it. I've done it for my daughter, I've done it for others. But when I was doing today, I was thinking, oh, it looks nice actually.
Yes.
You know, and then adding some colors. I did some blue, golden, and some red in
Oh,
it.
wow. Mhm.
So yeah, and it felt really nice. I think the session was, and particularly because it's Sunday morning, I think that, you know, already you start thinking about the week ahead.
Yes, right.
So it builds up, you know. So having this session was quite a relief, and I didn't think about anything else other than the drawing and the colors. Yeah, it was really nice.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Anyone else और कोई बताना चाहेंगे कैसा लगा? Okay, maybe you can put your feelings and we have this session live in YouTube and the video will be there. You can anytime go back and revisit it and put your thoughts over there if you like the session, and do write to us, give us feedback so that we can bring more of these sessions. अगर आप लोगों को अच्छा लगा तो प्लीज हम लोगों को फीडबैक में बताइए. You can also WhatsApp us. WhatsApp में भी बता सकते हो कैसा लगा सेशन, so that हम लोगों को थोड़ा encouragement मिले और हम लोग, oh wow, we have Dr. Indrani's book back. Okay, can we do one thing? Can we have all the books like those who are done on the screen so that I can take a picture? आप सबका बुक थोड़ा स्क्रीन पे दिखाओ, लोगों ने जो बनाया अभी. Yes. Lovely things have come up. Huh? शिल्पा थोड़ा जल्दी आप अगर दिखा सकते हो. Okay, yes. Thank you. Thank you. So we will try to bring more of these sessions to you, Punar. And thank you for joining us over here in this Sunday afternoon. Thank you, Dr. Indrani. Thank you to everyone present over here and in the larger audience. Thank you, Tejasvi ma'am, for
Thank you,
hosting this
Shreya.
session.
Thank you for such nice activities. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Indrani. Even
Thank you
thanks
to
to all
everyone. Yeah.
spectators.
Thank you very much. This is really lovely.
It's great that you love cake. Good.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
everyone.
ma'am.
Thank you. Then.
Okay. Chalo, bye. See you soon.
Yeah, bye,
See you soon.
Bye,
everyone.
ma'am.